Welcome back, folks, to Runeterra Academy's coverage of the freshman class, week 3. Today, we're bringing you TD Shadow versus Infinite Solo Q. I am your play-by-play caster for this evening, Arlant. I'm joined by Gigatron on color. How are you doing today, Giga?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Looking good too, man. But yeah, we have a banger of a series. It's both one at once going in. So two undefeated teams. Hopefully, someone's gonna come out on top. Scout out both teams. Kind of like both styles. They're very similar. Um, they obviously the one team has very more solo queue esque style. Like champions you probably find in there like
Absolutely.
um whereas the other is like I'd say a little more team oriented, but both teams make it work. So hey, you know what? If it works out, keep doing it.
If it works out, keep doing it. But with that quick little thing, we're gonna head right into the draft, where both teams already taking away two of the horse champions of league, Rel and Hecarim, and followed up with a Yasuo ban from TD Shadow. What do you think TD is angling for the first pick here?
Ooh, yeah, because they get the Jinx and Hack ban. I have a
Maybe.
feeling they're gonna ban another jungle or mid here, coming out from the if it's SoloQ, and then the Shyvana. Okay, yeah, he's been saying he hasn't been able to play Shyvana, which is understandable. It's a highly contested pick a lot of the time just because it's really great burst and a lot of damage just comes out where she shouldn't be doing that, but she does, kind of a thing. So, especially with the AP build, so that's where it
Absolutely.
doesn't surprise me. Jungle or ADC is where I'm thinking they're gonna pick.
Yeah, I do have to imagine with the strength that Zeri brings to a team that Zeri might be first pick. But we've also seen a lot of Aphelios getting contested. But that will be the Echo picked up. So possibly Jungle Echo, mid Echo, and there have been a few teams playing top Echo recently. With the new tank items, it's not too bad.
Yeah, Echo is a really good pickup. I like it in a lot of different lanes. The other thing though is we do see that Raze does play Echo, so I'm wondering if it's like kind of like the wound in him of being like, hey, let's take one of your favorite champions away from you just right away. Like we're gonna play it, you can't have it this game, and go from there. But I like this pickup though. You have a Zeri and a Janna. Janna is just really strong right now. It doesn't matter whether you use Smite Topper. I guess in this patch it does. But
Just a little bit.
and else, yes, you don't have to worry about it right now in other leagues. But yeah, I think it's very interesting to have that as a really good support to pair up with her. Good shielding, got a lot of good range, has the nice CC, so they should be able to get around where they need to.
Absolutely. They're going to counterpick that with the Tristan. I'm not quite sure if I would want to pick Tristana and Nautilus into a Janazeri. I feel like their kiting potential on the side of Infant Solo Q is just a little bit too high for the Nautilus, for the Tristana to really get in range and do what they want to do. I feel like their only real hope in this lane might be, maybe an early trip down from the Echo, whether or not it's jungle or mid. But Morgana picked up as well, so it could be the Smite, the Smite Gen at top, as you were talking about. Morgana not like really, really, really good into the Nautilus.
I have a feeling I know where it's going, but I'm not going to say until we know the other two, and I'll say why. I just don't want to give away trade secret. So, but we're getting good bans out. You see a Jason Camille being hovered right now, coming out. Yep, nope, they're gonna just ban it right away, coming out from Infinite. And I like the TDS is kind of. I love how I play Oxshot and they just do it, and he's not even gonna play it. I mean, like, he's a really good top player. Don't get me wrong, but he's not gonna. JFK is not gonna play it.
And he's not gonna pick up the auction top, although it wouldn't be too bad. It's a super strong power pick here in the current meta, but it looks like they will pick up Ari, so they definitely have a high damage, high burst composition coming here from the side of Infinite Solo Q. Where on the other side, Shadow is looking a little bit split in terms of when their champions are spiking. Echo and Corki tend to spike mid-late. Tristana super strong in that early mid-game. Nautilus super strong in that early mid-game. Really want to see what they pick in the top lane to tie it all sort of together.
would think more of like a supportive. I feel like they're gonna go with like Bean could just pick up like the Shen. He could pick up like a Poppy that would be really good supportive. Um,
Ooh.
if he really wants to be more of a duelist, there's the Jax or Set I was thinking of, but there's the Malphite pickup too. I think that's really good. You draft Malphite basically when you know one, you don't need to worry about your top lane's economy. Two, you don't have a Silas to worry about, so there's no hijacking to happen to you. And three, you're going into a heavy 80 team, especially with the Jax, so
Mhm.
you should be able to take care of it pretty easily from reducing a lot of the damage he's going to do.
So this is going to be the Morgana jungle coming out from the side of Infinite SoloQ. That's interesting. I haven't seen Morgana jungle since the changes back about a year ago. I knew on my collegiate team I had a player who loved the Morgana jungle tech, but I haven't seen in a while. Have any of the recent changes sort of encouraged this playstyle to come out again?
I feel like it's still okay. It may not clear as quickly as I prefer,
Mhm.
but it still works. You have to look at like bindings are always going to be good. A black shield at any point is always going to be good, because you could just come in, protect like your ADC or your support or whoever in the team fight that's going to get CC locked, and then just basically just pepper down on people. You have a lot of lockdown between the Unstoppable Force. You have Ari dashing in with her charm. You have, like I said, both binding coming out from Morgana, and you do have Janna with her tornado or the monsoon. So it's a lot of good CC that I think they're picking. That you only have like kind of like 3 to 4 coming out from TDS. It's just like one on each, except for Corky. Corky doesn't really have anything. So that's right. I feel a little more worried, kind of a thing. Like
Mhm.
Zeri could just outrun you. Like she could literally
Yeah.
just take the depth charge and just run away. She
Yeah,
could
run
just slide
away from
along
the
the
depth chart.
wall, run away. I mean, she's got lightning crash going. She could just kind of just charge up and just be zooming around way too much. Yeah, like I think that's a really good thing for her is like she like you talked about a lot of kiteability
Mhm.
coming out
A lot.
from Infinite.
Yeah, I'm looking at that Zeri too with a little bit of, you know, if she does get the escape going, like the wall slide, the lightning crash, like you said, very difficult for them to catch. They don't have really any instant lockdown CC outside of a Nautilus hook. So, he's going to have to be on point with those today on this side. But, on the other side of it, Infinite SoloQ, their team is really, really squishy, right? And Echo, notorious assassin for bursting squishy targets. Jax even has some sort of burst himself if he's not depending on his build. If he goes for a splits push style, he can really duel people. But his team fight build hasn't taken too many hits with the fighter item system changes, right? So they do have a lot of bursts on the side of Shadow, and I want to see, if they can't hit the Zeri, who's their next target to go for?
Probably Morgana or
Mhm.
Janna. Those are probably the next easiest to because I you have to feel like Ari's gonna go around with a rush, be able to position herself a little bit better. She always has her charm around, and I feel like she can assassinate a little bit easier compared to the others, and like have like that like more freedom and mobility. So that's where I could see that happen. Morgana on her own, maybe not as much, especially if it's like Echo versus her, just because she'll block out some of the damage that he's going to provide. But does it mean that Echo can't kill her either at the
Yeah.
same time? So it'd be really interesting to see if we see a lot more duelist matchups, or are we just going to
Mhm.
see a heavy clear into like level 4, level 5, and then you see like, maybe fighting at Dragon or maybe in the bot lane. I feel like this could be like a bot lane focus from both teams. I could see this even be mid. It really just depends
Mhm.
on where they see themselves. It's really hard to gank a Corki. It was the same
Absolutely.
thing for an Ari as well. So
Yeah, I think you're right. We're absolutely going to see more than likely a bot lane focus. It's hard to gank a Malphite. No real point in ganking the Jax Hill to scale up anyway. So you really want to try and put this Nautilus Tristana behind or Zeri Janna behind. But with that, we are going to hop into a quick break while we're waiting for Spectator to delay. Don't go anywhere. Again, we are bringing you Freshman Week 3, the first game of it, TDS Shadow versus Infinite SoloQ. Sorry about the technical delays. Right has been a little bit iffy with the spectator so far, but I am back. Arlan ready to cast some wonderful League of Legends. TD Shadow versus SoloQ Infinite. Gigatron. It was a long break, so let's go back over some of the points that we were talking about as we may see a potential invade come out from the side of TD Shadow.
I feel like they're going to. They're gonna spot him out there, or he's gonna spot. Oh, he doesn't see. Oh no, he's running.
The flash comes out. The hook is good. The root goes through, but Ray flashes out instead. So nothing comes of it. A quick little warding down. Honestly, that's pretty worth getting the flash of Ray Z right there. I'd have to say that's pretty good trading that for the Nautilus.
Yeah, I look at it and it's unfortunate, for Rays because you might need it like later on, like trying to escape or engage to get that binding, but it's fine. I feel like that the best thing about it is it's not a hex flash coming out from Nanosaurus Rex, so I think
That's
that's
true. That's true.
kind of more punishing on them because Rays knows he doesn't need to have his flash to come down and potentially threaten them.
Mhm.
So I look at that as kind of being the more potent issue for TD Shadow here. But we see it's okay clear. I know we're kind of worried about that clear, for Morgana, but it seems okay even though they're kind of just sitting over there.
Yeah, it's not too bad. She cleared it pretty well with the leash. But you're right, it's definitely a little bit more punishing for the Nautilus here. He's the only melee character in this bot lane, so he has to take a lot of punishment potentially coming out from this Zeri and Janna. It's pretty much free poke, and he can't really respond back, right? Flash only has the ignite, maybe a lucky hook here and there, and it's going to be a rough laning phase for him, at least for the first 5 minutes or so. Although he does find the hook, they do find the root. There's so much damage going down into Vision. Flashes are coming out. Even with the exhaust, it is going to be hard of Arcs picking up that kill. I was completely wrong. They find it. He finds the hook. Infinite Vision walking up way, way too far there.
Yeah, I think the big issue is even though you're a squishy person and you did get that flash away from Rex, you're just going to be still easily hooked and locked down, and that's going to be a big problem for them. But
Mhm.
you have to look at now, there's no flashes in bot lane, for TD Shadow. You have Ignite down. The only thing you have up is heal. So I think that's a good thing. Still potentially for Infinite if they can capitalize on it. But again, Raze being on the Morgana is going to be more of that farm heavy style. So won't gank yet. But Nautilus coming up.
No, I was looking for the hook. Looking for another lucky hook here. 12 may have to flash. And yeah, that's the flash burn from the Ari. That's the power of the Nautilus, especially once they get unlocked like that. Nothing to do bot side. The bot wave is frozen. So yeah, it's just a free roam up mid. Gets the flash of the Ari before level 6, and it may be the potential regank here, threatening it at all times. Echo walking down as well, looking for that early Scuttle Crab. It's going to be a confrontation between Raze and Jesus Juice here.
Yeah, and it's definitely kind of more on Infinite side. He had 12 ready to go, try to go after Jesus Juice there, but they're not going to come up with anything. Binding went a little too wide than I'd like, but I know it happens. When you're trying to see if they're going to flash or try to predict where they're going, sometimes it might be a little short in that case. But looks like he's just going to give up top side scuttle. He's going to take the bot side scuttle here and go a
Yeah.
1-1.
Yeah, nothing to throw the game away over anymore. Scuttle Crab is not that all encompassing objective. Yeah, maybe look for this camp off of the Morgana, but he's just going to take the free back, and they have to call it this roam from the Ari. A very early roam from the Ari. No flash, so hitting this charm is going to be very difficult. They spot it, and it looks like they do. So yeah, nothing too much comes out of it, but a total bot side control from the set of Infinite.
Yeah, and that's just to look at is you caught the good timing of Jesus Juice recalling. You knew lane was basically pushed up for yourself there, so you were able to get down there pretty easily in a bot lane. You had Raze there as the support, trying to help out if needed, kind of a thing. But I just unfortunately can't come up with anything out of it. But now we do see Rex is clearing some of that vision. which means then potentially Echo, Jesus Juice here is going to potentially gank at this point. Yeah, he's going to sit in Tribush. Oh,
Oh, another great hook by Nato there, but Heart of Arcs there, jump was canceled, so Kaz is just able to flash out right there, and nothing too much comes of it. Very good job from Vision to buffer that away, but that's going to be the free Drake.
yeah, a free Drake that again Morgana, same thing. They're catching each other at like these weird recall patterns that they're just not going to be able to react, and it's smart by them. Like Kaz had to go back, Ray's had to go back. Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, I don't. You're going to see a first Drake go down. It's an Ocean Drake over to TDS here, and I'm excited to see what our soul's going to be.
Yeah, it really feels nice to have the Ocean Drake, doesn't it? As we see Heart try to trade in a little bit on Vision there, not too much comes of it, but it really feels nice to have such an early Ocean Drake. It's not as powerful as it used to be back before Drakes were reworked, but it still feels very nice. It's a nice chunk of health regen early on into this game. It's very, very good, especially if you're Jax. You're taking so much poke like, from this Malphite, kind of a rough situation to find yourself in. You really want to be trying to run this lane, play like every Jax main's idol TF Blade. But we see Ray Z getting a little bit cheeky on the invade into the Echo's territory, but he does escape in the end.
Yeah, and that's the good thing is you kind of want to see, can you encroach into territory without.
Oh, a great hook onto Kaz, but he just dashes over the wall and nothing comes of it. Ooh, it's getting risky down here to play this area, especially when Nado is just hitting all of these hooks so exquisitely.
Yeah, and even though you're able to kind of slide over the wall there, you had Ignite ticking down on you. You had a bomb that was at 3 hits there as well. So because of that, you're going to take a lot of bursts. You had to run to Vision there so Vision could heal you, so that way you could survive. But um, unfortunately, it's a heal that has to be used, and now you kind of wonder, how is this bot lane going to go? I mean, do you see up top here? There's only a one level difference here, down
Mhm.
basically 24 CS. It's not too bad. This is probably okay for the Malphite. Oh,
Yeah, it's totally fine for the Malphite. He doesn't really lose too much. Like at the end of the day,
yeah.
trading into a tank, it is what it is. They don't lose until they're 3 or 4 kills down, and they're as squishy as the Morgana here. And then the Jax has 4 kills, of course. But we're seeing a traditional duelist build come out from the Jax. I wanted to just highlight that. Do we maybe see a hole breaker come out from being MG in the top side? Ooh, Heart of
Maybe.
Arcs trading pretty hard on the Kaz there. But again, without the Nautilus hook, without the Nautilus CC, nothing they can do to really secure that kill. But it is a nice chunk of damage, and it's a pretty free recall here from Heart of Arcs.
Yeah, and hey, you know what? That means they can go push this lane out, back safely, get that kind of cheater recall going, and then be able to hopefully put some more dominance onto Infinite here. You look at Rift is still up. It's about 9 minutes, so got a little bit before potentially worrying about getting a second one in the game. And yeah, I'm hoping we see someone take it soon. I feel like we're gonna probably see TD Shadow at this point, just because Echoes that slightly ahead, in the gank pattern at least. But we are gonna see that Raze is actually ahead by like a camp or two.
Yeah, Raze is really farming super well on this Morgana, using the passive, that extra lifesteal, basically, that passive extremely well. And yeah, it's really, really nice if you're the side of Infinite, even though they are down a kill and about 2,000 gold. It doesn't really feel like it. It's a really slow paced game, this one, but that can always change in a second. These Nautilus hooks have been so influential, getting so many picks, so many summoners blown already. You have to imagine what he does now he hits 6.
Right. I mean, now that he hit 6, I don't know. I worry about potential issues for Kaz. I mean, just because, yeah, you're getting your flash up right now, but they've been six, and I feel like, ooh, binding comes
Ooh, a
out.
binding comes out. The ultimate comes out from Ray Z. They're trucking for the solo kill, but you just don't have the damage right now. And in fact, you lost more HP doing that play than you really got out of it. But it's
Mhm.
not too bad. You get a little chunk onto the Corki, but again, the Corki has teleport. So is it really worth half your HP, most of your mana for and your ultimate for that play? We're gonna have to see as the Drake is spawning in about 20 seconds. JFK and Bean taking a really hard trade, and the top side, Bean getting super, super low. The ultimate still is there for the Malphite. He decides not to commit to it, but it's looking like there's going to be a fight coming out. Ooh, the Janna flashes in, but they weren't ready for the Tristana jump, and Corki as well with the package. The ultimate comes out from Rex, and that is going to be a quick kill. Double kill for a Heart of Arcs, but look at the Ari behind. She has a Spirit Dash, but that's a great hook. Again, Rex doing so much work, but that's going to be a kill for the Arya, triple kill for the Tristana. She's looking for another one. She still has 2 dashes, a reset coming through, but he finally misses a hook, and that's going to be a double kill for Ari. So now it's just Heart of Arcs, Ari. They're looking back and forth at each other. 12 does manage to charm up Echo, but it doesn't stop his dash, and that's going to be Jesus Juice finally on the board. JFK teleporting down, but he's only there to pick up the wave. Can't really do anything else, and that's a 1 fight for TD Shadow.
Yeah, and this is the other thing too. Is now second Drake is one for yourself. You have an Earth Drake up, so because Mountain is not going to go towards the Malphite, it really punishes them in that aspect. So now he can't scale that a little bit more. It's also not Soul. We are going to see a Infernal Soul here, so it could still be beneficial on both sides, just because of the
Mm-hmm.
fact that extra damage, whether you have 2 stacks or 4 stacks, is really good regardless. And you're going to have that more AP burst, or I should say AoE burst, once you hit the soul. So, oh my.
Oh, JFK just ulting directly onto Bean. It's going to be a solo kill. He's looking for one last auto, maybe a Q, maybe a slam, but he gets to jump out and he follows up with the flash. He's so low. He misses this Earth Pound. He's just going to auto him down a little bit, and that's JFK picking up a solo bolo. It took a while, though, but it worked out nonetheless. No one up there around to collect the kill, and, that feels really good for the Malphite.
It's very good for the Malphite. He basically gets himself in a really good spot now that he's up the kill, keeps Jax out of lane for a little bit. You could do that cheater recall again because you're not really worried about too much on CS. You just need enough to kind of get things going, but not starve yourself out so you can't, scale enough either as well. So I think that fight could have gone potentially okay if he was able to get down there for that big team fight before the Drake there,
Mm-hmm.
but doesn't mean it's going to happen. Sometimes it's just, trying to deal with your laner, trying to deal with everything. It's just
Yeah, just
not going to work
timing
out the way you
issues.
want. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, if you're Shadow, or sorry, if you're Infinite, what would you tell your team right now if you're the in-game shot caller for this squad? What's the comeback strategy? Are we looking for a Herald? Are we looking for more fights? What are we looking to do?
That's definitely Herald. Like, you really need to pick it up or at least try to counter it. Um, they are going to find out that they are up there eventually,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, at this point, I don't think you can really contest even with the Ari. Um, even though she's really kind of ahead right now.
Maybe we
It,
look for the dive on the Tristana. I see the pings coming out.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You realize, hey, she's alone. Let's just kill her, or a sacrifice. You know.
The tornado hits
Ooh.
Heart of Arcs trying to do something. He dodges the root, looking to dodge the charm. That's going to be 12 popping the ultimate. Heart of Arcs still is ultimate. He dodges the charm, but the wave is there. He's dodging all these skill shots, trying to go for vision here. Dodging away. Ults him back. Very nice, but that can't dodge the very last spell right there. Heart of Arcs trying to outplay that, but that's 400 gold over to the Ari. Ari's really looking to carry the squad here as Infinite JFK's forced to potentially burn this Malphite ult. There it is. The stun came out and time seemed to stop.
Yeah,
Infinite, that feels really good for Infinite.
it's definitely a little bit better for Infinite. You're kind of getting back there that little bit in the gold. Unfortunately, you're still down a turret and a Rift and 2 Drakes, but and Rift is still up. It's being guided in, so someone needs to get there so it doesn't get another charge off. But it's not gonna be the case. Malphite gets there too late.
Yeah, everybody else is pathing away from it, and so that's going to be another charge, a huge amount of damage, and a huge influx into the inventory of Bean MG. Uh, I think he's going for the Divine Thunder into Blade of the Rune King, so not a bad duelist tank busting build coming out from the Jax. Not quite seeing the Hull Breaker yet, but that's absolutely fine. It may take a while to come online, but either way, this Jax is looking to really put some pain down into this Malphite.
Yeah, especially with the Blade of the Root King. Whether you're playing Jax or Set, you just kind of are able to chase down that little bit more so you can get more damage out. And the Sunder just is always that like little power boost that a lot of the duelists need. So it's really good that he is getting there. I just don't know how it's going to fare later on in the 1v1. In team fights, he's going to be great. But
Absolutely, in team fights. But yeah, now they have complete control of this bot side from the side of TD Shadow. Just took the turret. Bean MG looking to get a little bit feisty with JFK. He's trading back a little bit, but I don't think you win that anymore, Malphite buddy. So, he's trying to chase him down, but he just slows him and walks away. On the bottom side of the map, they have, like I said, they have complete control, complete vision domination. Infinite can't walk into this, so they have to look for another objective on another part of the map. You have to imagine if they
oh
walk into
no.
this, it's gonna be super bad. And there's 12 getting jumped on, getting rooted, getting hooked, and he's gonna flash away, but it's too late for the Ari trying to use a spirit rush. Super, super sad situation. That's gonna be the first Infernal going over to the side of TD, you have to imagine. Oh, Rex,
Oh
though, he finds another hook again. Vision trying to do something, but a great binding from Ray Z onto the Tristana, but he gets knocked away as he flashes in. Heart of Arc's really on point with those ultimates today, and it's going to be the Drake getting picked up. Tower getting taken from Bean MG. Infinite JFK just uses ultimate. He can't run away. And with the lethal tempo, Bean is going to start smacking him around with that staff. And whenever it comes to team fights, TD Shadow looks so in control of it.
Yeah, and this one you're looking at basically Jesus Juice is kind of controlling that little bit. You had See the Dark just go in with the package Valkyrie there. Yeah, you just saw a really good just setup from them that I like that Rex was able to do some lockdown. You had Hearts survive still even with being bound,
Mhm.
and now you get another Drake for yourself too. So now you're up 3 Drakes. You got 4 turrets now. You got 2 outer, or I should say 3 outers, 1 inner turret now at this point. You have the Rift still get guided in. You have just a really good lead right now. It's almost what 7K? Yeah, about 7K there.
Yeah, that's
So
something, yes.
so that's where I think that's really good for them. We are seeing that if it is starting to kind of clear out some of these wards, unfortunately, you still see that top side is very heavily controlled by TDS. So I think if TD Shadow can keep it up, this could be their game. And maybe it's just, okay, you're behind just too much right now. Let's just plan towards game 2 and kind of see. But I think the other thing is they still have a chance to come back here for Infinite. It's just you're gonna have to play very late into the game too. Like you have to look
Mhm.
at like Zeri still doesn't have a mythic. You don't
Oh,
have
no, yeah.
um a lot of things kind of going for them. You don't even have a mythic on Janna yet. So obviously the bot lane has been punished very much in this game.
Absolutely.
So hoping that if they get going, then the game might swing into their favor a little bit.
Absolutely. And they're starting to siege down this mid turret, drop some damage onto it, but Razy has enough wave clear. And to your point about mythics, now we're just now seeing Zeri's mythic come through, and it's not going to be the traditional Triforce build we're seeing. It's instead going to be Shield Blow. Interesting tech piece. Even with the nerfs, I don't feel like it was enough for them to switch the build so completely, but it's looking like we're gonna get a team fight. Both teams are squaring up and raring for a fight. Pretty much everybody's in the area from both teams looking for an angle, and it's gonna be off the back of Rex. He does hit the hook on a Ray Z, and he's gonna get locked down. There's so much damage coming through, and JFK is looking for the ultimate, looking for the club, but it does hit onto Echo. There's the charm. The root comes through as well. The ignite, and JFK shuts him down before it can ultimate. Ari over the backside, but look in the middle of the fight, they just blow up Vision there, even through his ultimate. Bean MG in the backline trying to do something, and that is going to be Heart of Arcs jumping in. That's going to be a double kill for See the Dark, but Zeri has finally popped Lightning Crash. She's doing so much damage, looking for more damage on BNG, but she gets hooked. She's forced to flash out. And that is a great hook from Rex. And I think the fight has just now cooled down from both sides. Oh man, oh
Oh
man.
no.
No, Rex looking for a hook on a JFK. He can't escape. No flash. No fear from Rex, and it doesn't even matter. That's going to be the tank from Infinite going take it down, and that's going to be Arc. He's looking for one last auto, and that's going to be his next kill. 6-1 on this Tristana, and they're going to be sieging down this mid tier 2.
Yeah, this is just a really good play set up from them. Just being able to pick out everyone the way they wanted without committing too much to the fight either. Like, yeah, like you could lose a little sums, it's fine. But you're looking at everyone's still about like a third to half health or more. And you've got to take out 3 there,
Yeah.
if not 4. So at that point, I'm looking at, hey, if you're able just to keep kind of captivating these fights, you're not gonna really lose unless you misplay it. Like
Mhm.
the cool thing was like, yeah, you did a lot burst on a Rex there. Great. Problem is he's a Nautilus, he's a tank. You can't just blow him up like super easy compared to like say if you picked out Hearts or Sea of the Dark there. Or Bean even. Like Bean would have been a good one too. Like this way now Bean's not peppering on you with the lantern there. Um and I don't know. But we do see they're kind of hovering around Baron.
Yeah, they're
Maybe
also
they're gonna
talking
go for
about
the play
Dragon.
here.
Yeah, ping's going down a Bean. Can he live? Can he outplay it? He's gonna have to start moving now, but he walks right into everybody, and they're gonna start knocking him up in the air. But they don't charm him immediately. 12 for some reason walked by him, didn't really do too much. Finally hits the charm. Looking on to Cass, he does pop the shield bow. He does so much damage by himself, and that's gonna be a free Baron picked up off of the back of his distraction. They trade the Drake for it, but with them being on soul point, they don't care about giving up one Inferno Drake, and that's a great trade from the side of TD Shadow. Very calm, cool, collected trade, you have to imagine.
Oh yeah, and they need to really get out of here at this point, just because of the fact that they're coming. I really don't think Jono should be there.
Uh-oh,
Vision.
Jana. Oh, that's the Valkyrie getting in, and he kicks up the kill with just the Valkyrie. Valks over the wall again, looking for Cass. Misses the rocket, but it doesn't even matter. The auto attacks are there, and these forces raised to pop the Zanyas, but Rex with the hook from down, and the rocket to follow. That's a big one right there, ladies and gentlemen, and that is a triple kill for this Corki.
Yeah, he unfortunately just is like way too ahead. That like you have to look at like he's having really good Valkyries. He's having again just really good CC fallout from Rex too. So oh no.
Ooh, 12 looking to ult in on Arcs here. That's the Ignite. That's the heal coming down, but just one more auto and it's a kill. They're looking to trade back on each other, and that is going to be Heart of Arcs getting shut down. 200 gold going over to the Ari, and that doesn't feel too bad if you are. You definitely need that gold. You're just now hitting your 2-item power spike for the Ari, whereas the other side, Tristana's well on her way to getting that Infinity Edge. Seeing the Dark picking up the tier 2 in the bot side, and now they can start sieging the base directly.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is since you traded 1-for-1, yes, you traded your own life, but now you took out someone that had Rift off the map. So I think that's really good in that aspect. So now you have to rely on 3 people to push instead of 5 people.
Absolutely. And now the sieging begins where Corki really shines. Look at those rockets blasting Cass in the face. Already down to a little bit more than half. And the Echo split pushing topside alone. He has more than enough slipperiness to do it, and everybody else can just devote themselves mid. They honestly have a really decent, comp for this style of play, and it feels really, really good now. Just waiting for the Tristana to come in the mid lane to add some extra range to their siege.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? If we can get a little bit extra, you get some bomb charge on there with just some extra hits. You're able to kind of do some AoE. Oh,
Ooh, 12 taking so much damage. Forced to burn the Spirit Rush. That has to suck if you're the R. You really want to use that when it gets full value, when you can get as many resets as possible. But no one else in the mid lane to buff up these minions except for the Nautilus. Their push is a little bit stalled as of now.
which is good. I mean, you want some like stalling to happen. But doesn't mean it's gonna go perfectly. In that case, ooh,
Ooh, Rex hits the hook though. He gets knocked up though, but it doesn't even matter. Bean and G knocked all over the place, forced back by the Jana ultimate, but it doesn't even matter. Vision is going to be the next one to drop, and Lightning Clash from Kaz, but it's not enough to save you from the Tristana from Jungle Juice. And right there, that's going to force the flash out from JFK, and they're going to pick up their first inhib, looking for their second inhib, and maybe even a Nexus turret or two. Do they have enough damage to end the game? I'm not quite certain.
I think they could if they get more waves. I think the big thing is they don't have to end here. They could just cycle up to top, push out the wave, and
Mm-hmm.
get more damage
Absolutely.
onto that turret. You might not have to get the inhibitor, but at least just open the top side so then if they try to overcommit, then you have Bean go up there, throw a ward near there so you can TP in, take out the inhibitor, and start taking out the turrets. So I can see that happening.
Absolutely. And, there are pings from the Malphite, onto this Inferno Drake. They're definitely looking at this next objective, but can you really leave your base in such dire straits? It's pretty much in shambles. The top tier 3 is about to crumble. Both inhibs are down. I don't think you have the real option of leaving your base to contest anything reasonably for the next 5 minutes, waiting for those inhibitors to respond. Uh, you can try, but with Echo just now hitting second item death cap, and he has the Zanya, Hourglass, so he can make really, rambunctious plays. Although, even as I talk about that, he does drop the Hourglass. He can't ult. He's stunned up. He's charmed up. He's going to die. That's going to be a shutdown going over to the Ari, even as I was talking about him. But Rex hits a hook as they dash right into him. He's ulting out the Spirit Rush. Vision forced the flash out, but that's a great two-man ultimate. It hits both of the carries, but Arc hiding away, see in the dark, hiding away. And now it's just Rex in the middle of the team trying to do what he can. They haven't found any kills from the side of TD Shadow. But Jack's on the top side of the map. He's split pushing. They hit it onto Heart of Arcs. And it's going to be a shutdown from Ray Z. And he's split pushing though on the top side of the map. He's going to be taking the base. He's going to be taking an inhib. You have to imagine. He does have the teleport. He could join the fight, but it's only the Ari recalling rather, and that's gonna be the triple inhib going down.
Yeah, I feel like he gets this pretty easy here, even if she comes. Yeah, like there's just no way. And you also, because of the minions,
Oh, they
lose
lost
a
another one.
Nexus turret.
Absolutely. They're trying to do so much damage, but with the minion wave spawning, with everybody recalling, and with them just having claimed the Infernal Drake, it's more than likely going to be a Baron Call as it's up in about 15 seconds rather. TD Shadow, even with a misplayed fight, they still are so far ahead, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at they aren't really getting too much of that bounty gold back. That's kind of being hovered on their side right there. Other than they did get two Drakes, so because of that, they're gonna still lose a Baron here, most likely because you have to still defend your base.
Mhm.
You're just not gonna get there in time. So because of that, that's where we will see this second Baron go over to them here for TDS. I say TDS Shadow, but it's TD Shadow. And then now they can go push out like two lanes. They could get recalls off if they need to, and just kind of put themselves in that better position for items. I mean, you see Jack's just going to TP here, and they're going to run 5 mid, probably end the
Oh
game.
my god. Seeing the dark doing so much damage. Pretty much full build on this Corki. Absolutely blasting Kaz in the face. And they're going to start sieging. They're going to start the deadliest siege of all time. 3 inhibs down. So many supers flooding into the base of Infinite. They have to give up this turret, and then the Nexus, 12 in the backline trying to look for the assassination on a target, doesn't find the charm on anyone, forced to dash out, but that's going to be seen in the dark, hitting a rocket, chunking him down so low. JFK into the backline, finds Heart of Arcs, and that's going to be Ray shutting him down, but it doesn't even matter. Bean killing off Vision, and he's looking to shut down Kaz. He finds it, the double kill. They're looking for JFK, looking for the triple, doesn't find it, and look at 12 in the backline. He's trying to do something, but it doesn't even matter. And that's going to be the GG's coming out. That's going to be Seeing the Dark and Squad taking game 1 away from Infinite Solo Queue.
Yeah, and this is a really good game done by them. I think Jesus Juice captivated kind of the jungle control that a little bit better. You had again really good roaming from Nanosaurus Rex. You had also See the Dark and on Heart just be really dominant in both lane and just getting those team fights swinging back into their way. So because of that,
Mm.
I like that from what TD Shadow brought here. I mean, we can look at just damage graph here whenever my client decides to work here
Uh,
in
I'm
a
not quite
second.
sure if we can look at the damage graphs. There is something up with those. It's looking a little bit funky. Um, Not showing
There we go.
stats or runes, but League of
Oh, yeah,
Legends.
it's not
Yeah,
weird.
League of Legends client,
Weird.
everybody.
We're gonna just not show it, I guess, at that point.
One of
Um,
these days. But yeah, just a quick glance at the goal differences tells you all that you need to know. The early advantages that Hart was able to acquire and then see in the dark in those early fights was more than enough to sh- push them ahead. Razy was, able to keep it close in the jungle. Jesus Juice is currently, rank one in the standings. Didn't really see the performance come out from them. Maybe in game two, we'll see the, standout performance come through. But with that, we will be taking it to a quick break, looking to set up for game number two. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a banger. ladies and gentlemen, to Runeterra's Academy. Production of week 3. TD Shadow is up 1-0 against SoloQ Infinite. Solo Infinite this time has chosen to be the blue side, and some of the bans reflect that. TD Shadow, instead of taking the Echo for themselves, it's choosing to ban it out, not willing to give it over. And it's gonna be the first pick Rel from SoloQ Infinite. Gigatron, talk to me about this first pick Rel here.
Yeah, so they like playing Rel. It is, I feel, one of the more interesting supports because she's like in a weird spot of like we don't see her so much in pro play, but she still gets play time, between different leagues. I think it's just she has really good CC. She's able to lock down and do a lot that not a lot of bot lanes want to see. But this is kind of where you pick up the karma potentially to poke out, get a little bit extra damage out, so that way then you're feeling a little bit more comfortable compared to say like the Janna last time around, where Janna was just basically just like, hey, I'm just gonna knock you up and shield. Oh, there's the Viego coming out with the second pick here.
Yeah, Karma Viego, a very solid combo, especially since Karma can be flexed into 3 different roles, potentially. Top side, support, and mid. Provides a lot of early support for this Viego if he chooses to skirmish. But on the opposite side, again, we're going to see the Morgana jungle come out. With the Rel, not a bad combo this time. A little bit of an innate wombo combo there. Maybe we see the Orianna come out as well from SoloQ Infinite. That's always an option, especially if you have a ball delivery system. So, what's the word? Prolific as Rel, super easy to land the combo, and that's going to be Samira picked up as well. Very nice overall in terms of drafting, I have to say, from SoloQ Infinite. How do we counter that from TDS? Maybe an Ezreal, maybe the long range poke, just play up to that advantage with a Caitlyn pick. We're gonna have to see.
Yeah, Infinite SoloQ, I think they're doing really good with the smart pick of Samira. I know they kind of talked about, when I interviewed them yesterday, they talked about it like they're like, hey, we like playing the Samira Rel, we like playing a lot of these different champions. This is kind of where we kind of falter back to if we're getting banned out. But now that we're seeing this, I like it a lot, just because of the fact that, hey, this kind of, I get it, it forces him to play Morgana or another champion potentially for Raze here. But this is where I'm kind of interested to see what we got both solo lanes not picked up yet from both teams. So it's gonna be really good counter picks here.
Absolutely. SoloQ Infinite, each team gets a counter pick, a single counter pick, unless TDS does a little bit of trickery, somehow swaps the mid and top. Graves is still up, Jace gets banned away, Gragas is still up, Gwen is still up, a champion that can potentially go into both solo lanes. Akali, still a really good options, even with the nerfs to the changes. And even as I talk about Gwen, she gets banned away, so maybe a Diana is always up. Still very, very good. What do you want from the side of SoloQ Infinite?
I would like to have like maybe a tank bruiser top, and then like maybe like a Garen. So like you could get like real beefy, but also just do a crap ton of damage. And then maybe see I don't know who I'd put mid at this point. Pretty much anyone that could really just kind of provide maybe that extra AD, because you're getting AP coming out of Morgana. Could go with another AP caster and then give a AD top laner to themselves. It really just kind of depends on what they think they need to take. Oh, Seraphine. Okay, we're playing really support heavy, it seems like here. Really good burst with Seraphine. You have a lot of damage between her and Morgana coming out, and good setup for Rel. So looks like it's a playthrough Samira comp.
Absolutely. Seraphine isn't known to provide that much damage. She has a little bit of damage in her kit, but yeah, with the Urgot picked up, it's definitely playing through the Samira comp. Maybe a Hullbreaker Urgot on the top side of the map, and Akali looking to assassinate those squishy, crucial backline targets while Viego, Karma, and Vayne play from the front. So maybe you look into the tank, maybe you opt for the Gragas here, maybe you opt for, try to keep this bruiser down with the Graves and go Hullbreaker on him. That's always an option here for the side of Shadow, they have 4 seconds left to pick. I wonder what it will be. Maybe the Malphite comes out for a second time. And no, it's going to be a Maokai, not often seen in the current meta. What do you think about this one into the Urgot?
So in the Urgot, I think it's okay because of the fact that, again, yes, he has a lot of range, but it's like a more of a short range compared to like, like Annie or Caitlyn with ridiculously long range, with auto attacks.
Mhm.
You have really good sustain that will come out of Maokai just because he can spam his abilities. He'll get the extra hit from his passive there, where he's able to, again, just regen and get that little bit more sustain too, on top of probably going more of a grass build, where I'm assuming we're going to see either PTA or Lethal Temple come out of Urgot, so he can kind of try to shred through and just take down the Maokai here. I think that's going to be one of the more better options into him compared to, like, say, taking the Kali. The Kali, as he can go top or mid, really strong from the aspect of Chemtech. Still is not quite fully nerfed for her, but it's, again, still a really strong item that when they rechanged it, it didn't quite fully take out that kind of meta, for her, but made it be less prevalent. Let's put it that way.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And uh, like I said, their wombo combo is there. It's not quite as easy to pull off for the side of SoloQ Infinite now that there is, a little bit of beefiness in their way, and they still have to contend with an Akali and Viego potentially diving their backlines. But it's definitely still there. You have Seraphine ults over the top. You have Morgana flashing in with her ultimate. Rel initiating it all. I don't know. I think it's really going to be on this back of the Sakali. How far ahead can she get in the early game? Can she get far enough ahead to match their got in the side lane split push, which you imagine he wants to be doing?
Yeah, I feel like if you can keep up with the split push, you'll be okay. The other problem is just you have Samira, who really, again, is one of those strong 80 carries that can snowball very quickly, but still can Vayne. Like, you get a couple kills on either. They kind of just ramp up and just provide a lot of raw damage that not everyone's always ready for. You have Blade Whirl, where you could just kind of block, an incoming projectile. So, say it's the Mantra Inner Flame. Maybe it's the Akali Shuriken coming in. Um,
Mhm.
could be anything essentially that could try to punish her that, say, Rel isn't there for, or that Black Shield isn't protecting her with, or anything like that. I think that's just kind of the style that they have to realize is we need to play front to back. With Organ on the front, you keep Rel there, right by him. This way the line is there. So in the case that someone tries to flank and break in, they get caught in the stun, from Rel, so they don't
Mhm.
have to get punished as easily. And then maybe they can turn onto that person and then just, again, play more of that front to back and try to collapse when they need to. And then you look at the other side from TD Shadow. TD Shadow, you have the one man that, is the one true Rune King, who can pretty much just ruin your day. I mean, to be honest, let's just go
Absolutely.
there. Could just, once he kills you, it could take you over, get some of your abilities, and just be really strong at that point. And a lot of people just kind of have to worry about the scaling of him, and you have to worry about the scaling of Vayne. You have to worry about the scaling of Kali right now, because a really good Kali could just pop off eventually, dominate a lane, and when you kind of have more of that switchy matchup of the Seraphine being there, it's just really punishing in that aspect. Um, but I'm really excited to see how bot lane goes, since we are
Mhm.
seeing something different with the Samira Rel and the Vayne Karma. I don't know about you. Which lane are you looking at?
Well, I'm looking, both at the Samira Rel because, like you said, the Blade World from the Samira is going to be so crucial. If she's ever not protected by the Morgana, Black Shield, it's very important that she blocks the Akali Shuriken. That's her one of Akali's most crucial abilities on hitting onto a target. She can also block the Maokai engage, so it's a very important ability that she has to really hold on to and plan to use efficiently. On the opposite side for TD Shadow, I'm really looking at Jesus Juice to kind of step up. Last game he didn't really have his shining moment, as the stats leader for the entire league, right? So I want to see what he can do on this Viego pick. Maybe pop off this game, and look to carry his team. Maintain his status as the stat leader. But with that, we will be heading to a quick break. Don't go anywhere, folks. This is game number 2, potentially deciding one between SoloQ Infinite and TD Shadow.
To the edge of death and back again.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Runeterra Academy freshman class, bringing you SoloQ Infinite on the blue side versus TD Shadow on the red side. TD Shadow is up one game in this best of three series. If they win this one, they close it out and take the dub, becoming undefeated in their league, or rather in their group. And if they lose, well, then we just go to game three and it will go back to the drafting tables. Gigatron, welcome back, my friend. Tell me about the drafts. Talk to me about what they want to do.
So we kind of thought we were getting a Maokai top, but we're not getting a Maokai top. We're getting a Maokai support, which I think is actually interesting. To kind of go throw a tank into a tank. Um, Definitely can pretty much just charge in, do a lot to try to disrupt the Rel. Um, but like you said, Bean's going to be playing the carpet here, which can pose a problem to JFK with being on the Urgot. Because now you don't have that range advantage. Now you're pretty much about like same range, if not slightly more, to Bean. So you kind of have to play a little bit more careful. But we do see the lovely alien meeps there, or alien saplings that's going to be coming out. Oh, are they really gonna? Oh, they didn't.
No, they
Interesting. I
didn't.
thought they were gonna go there.
But yeah, as you stated, it's interesting to have the Maokai go into the rel here. This has to be, like tech of it. I'm not quite sure if his, Q can interrupt the rel jump. Maybe if timed properly, it can. Um, I haven't seen this matchup in quite a long time. Maokai isn't typically a very picked champion, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I imagine it would work exactly like that. Like I said, we're still looking mostly at this Akali to try and really get ahead. This is the champion that you want to have match the potential hole breaker Urgot if he does choose to go that route.
Right. I most likely he's going. I don't see why he wouldn't at that point, just because it's Urgot. Having the hull breaker just makes your lane that little bit easier, especially into Bean. Even if Viego tries to come, now you just have a little bit better team fight. That if you if you play it out right, it should go.
Ooh, Infinite Vision going in, trying to get the knockup, doesn't quite find it, takes too much damage for his troubles, and that's part of Arcs. They got the lethal tempo stacked up and they traded super effectively onto Kaz off of the back of that play, and yikes, that's the main issue of playing the rel, isn't it? If you mess up even once, you can get punished so very hard.
Especially when you kind of crash down into a structure almost to the point where you can see if you peek out, Vayne, so Heart Arcs could just throw you in there with Condemn. Now he doesn't have Condemn right now. It looks like he's just got Tumble, but still. Now he should have the Condemn that he's level 3. He could just pin you into that side very easily. And yeah, I'd be really careful with what they're trying to do, because if they don't, Juice gonna show here in mid, say, hey, I grabbed that Scuttle bot. We're gonna take the Scuttle top here, get that camp lead potentially onto Raze here. So let's see how much it pays off.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be the camp lead for Viego here, and I think the move is to go top. They drop the shadows. He's cloaked. They can't see him. JFK was rooted up. He's looking to trade it back onto Bean, but Bean's not giving him a chance. That's going to be the mantra. Speed up. The Q comes out, and it's gonna be Jesus Goose getting first blood. Seeing the Dark was there, just to offer moral support. Wasn't really needed. More than likely gonna lose that wave mid. Not a good feeling situation for the Akali, but you were there, and you still have a minor CS lead, about 4 minions. Infinite 12 is going to be able to get the back here, and that's going to be another flash from Vision. He's going to force out the flash from part of Arcs, and now they're going to be looking for Kaz. The exhaust comes down, but the Ignite goes down onto Kaz as well. The Ignite goes down at the heart of Arcs, but the root still hits. Even though he heals, it's not enough, and that is going to be Ray-Z picking up that kill. Very nicely done from the Morgana. What do they do with the wave? More than likely push it. Either way, it's 900 up for the side of TDS.
Yeah, you have to look at it. It's kind of closing in the gap now that you got the kill on that side for yourself. Hoping that they start getting some plate gold here. Both really aren't like super far pushed in. They're kind of just sitting in the middle here, and It's really keeping the waves balanced out. I also look at that we have really see the
Oh,
dart.
see in the dark looking for the solo kill, doesn't quite find the E. And like I said, E is the most important thing on Akali's kit. You know, everything else is pretty easy to land. And if you land it, you can do a little bit of damage. But E, if you miss it, you can't kill. So missing the E there means they couldn't kill 12. But, you know, with level 6s coming up, with having Ignite, definitely looking for another opportunity. I think there's another gank coming in the top side. It's going to be Jesus Juice walking up. They do have level 6 on Infinite JFK, but it doesn't even matter. I don't think the stun goes down. The damage goes down. He drops the ultimate of his own, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. And that's going to be a kill. Going over to the side of TDS again. But, you know, on the other side of the map, they're looking to trade this Drake, you know, a free little objective. Not a bad first pickup, the Hextech Drake.
No, I think this is a really good idea that they're taking is to get the extra ability haste and attack speed for yourself. You're able to kind of just put out that little bit more, helps Kaz out in that case, helps out Raze to kind of just get a little bit more cooldown on himself, but also the ability to attack a little bit faster on camps, just to kind of get that soil going too, really helps out. So I'm kind of excited for this to see how fights are going to go once we see more of the Drakes popping up.
Absolutely. And one thing I just want to highlight is the fact that Karma isn't going, you know, anything special. She's not going a tank Karma. She's not going full AP Karma. She's going, you know, pretty standard support Karma, except the fact that she's farming, right? JFK trying to trade onto her. It looks like he has a lot of damage, but he doesn't have the ultimate, and that's just going to be Bean walking away. Mantra queuing for a little bit of extra damage, and right there, that's the power of the Karma. She's so very hard to deal with, even if you're ranged into ranged.
Yeah, like Inner Flame is just a really good ability, and the fact that you can just mantra all of her kit is like so strong. Like you can just get the extra movement speed and shields going for team fights, whether it's engage or disengage. Like you see here, even with the Rel, like the Rel Samira is still good because you got that line that you don't want to be in or around, just because that stunning will pop off and just do a lot for their team there. But we do see now they're down about 2k. I get it's 2 kills. You did get a Drake, which kind of puts you back in the game a little bit there. Infinite JFK taking a
So
little
much
bit more to
damage.
get you.
Yeah, it's so much damage. And you know, one thing I just want to quickly highlight is the Viego's build, opting for that crit build. You know, Viego has so many builds nowadays. Oh wait, Dinosaurus Rex trying to go in here, gets knocked up a little bit. More than likely may have to blow his flash here. Nothing comes of it. But yeah, I was talking about the Viego build. You know, he's going for the crit one. You know, we, like I said, we see the tank Viego, which involves Sunfire or Frozen Fist. You know, Bruiser Viego, which involves that Divine Sunder. And then we also see the crit Viego, which I think is the best of the three in terms of, you know, hard carrying your team, offering that second danger that, you know, Infinite SoloQ have to contend with. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a skirmish on the top side. Staying in the dark is walking over. The pings are coming down onto 12. They see him. That's going to be the root hit down. That's going to be the charm going down into Bean. He's getting so much damage onto him, but oh my gosh, they popped Morgana right there. But look at that. There's so much damage turns back on the 12. It doesn't even matter. JFK, even if he uses ultimate, it kills absolutely no one. Jesus Shoes is popping off here. That's going to be a triple kill, I think. That's going to be a triple kill or double kill. Oh, no. Akali picked up one. So yeah, a double kill for Jesus Juice here. And like I said in the last game, he didn't quite pop off. And now he's doing the exact opposite of that, popping all the way off. And they're going to pick up this first Rift Hill.
Good for them, because I mean they were kind of posturing to come up there, try to do a gank, but now you had a team fight that went into their favor just because of the fact that again you weren't able to really see the dark, you weren't able to burst out Bean as quickly as they would have liked. So you have Raze fall down right away. Jesus Juice just putting out a lot of damage, like you said, he's going more towards that crit build, getting that shield bow early. He's ahead. Got that bounty gold on himself there for 400 gold. It's got that 401, you know, KDA right now, so it's really showing that hey, he's very comfortable with the champion. He's gonna be kind of captivating the game as much as he can, and yeah, I mean, it's just kind of strange to see that this team is just getting ahead as much as we would think maybe it would go to the other side, here for uh, if it's solo queue.
Yeah, and just to your point, that also the first person complete their mythic besides Jesus Shoes, it's gonna be the Karma, but JFK flashes in on the Karma exactly as we say it. He has the ultimate, but Karma has that mantra root. They're just gonna walk it out, and it doesn't even matter. Why would you use your flash there, JFK? Now he can just kind of run you down, beat you up with auto attacks, beat you up with Qs, beat you up with roots, beat you up with shields, and you can't do anything to stop it. Look at the mantra Q, but he does hit the stun, and he's trading so much damage back on the Bean. Bean got a little bit too close. He flashes out, but it doesn't even matter. That's gonna be the fear beyond death pulling him in. That's gonna be the fear coming out onto the minions, and on the other side of the map, Rex popping his own ultimate, and there is the strength of the Blade World. Kaz using it to protect his team, and nothing else comes of the play. But yeah, what are you doing being in the top side?
Yeah, Bean, I think was just trying to show like, hey, I think you're being overly aggressive trying to flash and charge in at me when I could just mantra lock you down and you don't do anything. But then
in the dark, he hits the E. Like I said, he hits the ultimate, he flashes in, and that's gonna be a clean little solo kill. But was it worth it? 12 picks it up in return. I'm not quite sure if it was, because he does have the teleport to get back into lane first. And look who's also on the bot side of the map. Everybody. JFK picking the way in the mid lane, and we seem to have ourselves a nice little scrap gearing up, and it's going to be Jesus Juice and Bean on the top side. A blind Q hits for Ray-Z, and that's going to be the stopping power of the Maokai. That's why you pick Maokai and Arel as she drops Heart of Arcs, picking that one up, ulted for it, and it is a nice clean pickup, and they're going to secure this dragon off of that play.
Yeah, and this is why you see everyone here, is because you have Dragon coming up. You have a chance to do a 4v3 gank, and you were able to lock down people. You got easy damage onto Rel there because Vision could be followed up on, but oh no.
Uh-oh, Ray-Z, what are you doing there, buddy? You are overstaying your welcome. Cash trying to trade it back. He drops the exhaust, he drops the ultimate, but Heart of Arcs held his contempt just for that moment, and it's gonna be the double kill for the bot lane. And Matasaurus Rex picks that one up, and oh no, JFK was out of position there, and Heart of Arcs picks that one up. 12, so very close to dropping. The Ignite kicked him down so very low. I even thought he died. He thought he died as well, the way he stopped moving there, but thankfully did not, and that is a complete disaster. Why would you contest that when you don't, you don't have the ability to contest it? Your Rel had just respawned, was just now walking back. Why be there in the first place?
Right, like, there's no reason to be, but you also have to look at, you're just trying to get around, hope that you don't get punished for trying to get vision or anything, and it's just unfortunate for them. But we do see that Rift Herald is popped here into this mid lane. First turret is going to go over to TDS in that case. And yeah, I look at Shadows just performing really good, seeing the dark, getting all good trades right there on a 12.
And everybody's doing really, really well. If you just look at the gold leads across the board, pretty much everybody has a lead in their lane on the side of TDS, and that's just what you want to see if you're the coach. If you know the coaching staff here, they go on to JFK, they're poking him down, the stun comes down, he gets rooted up, he tries to turn the damage around on the Jesus Juice. The Pesty attack is popped, but it doesn't matter. I don't think you walk out of this one, buddy. The root again, the stun again, the damage again, and that is Jesus Juice going unstoppable on 5-0. See in the dark, looking for the kill, but he has his allies right by his side for the side of 12, and the ultimate goes way wide, but Vision, what are you doing, buddy? Completely missing that ultimate and crash down. God, you hurt to see it.
It pains me a little bit, but you have to look at, this is a team that tries to do a lot of aggression. This is where that solo queue mentality kind of comes in, where you're trying to provide as much pressure as possible, but also try to support your team. And this is where, see the dark.
Comes in. I'm seeing the dark. He's looking for the option, but he's just forced to dash out. Again, he missed the crucial ability on Akali. If you do not hit your E, you do not kill. So, he realized that, he recognized that, doesn't try to force it, turn it around at 3v1, realizes that he has to get out of dodge. And you know who else has to get out of dodge? Kaz. He has to run here. Even with Vision around, you have to run away from the damage, that a Kraken Slayer Vayne is bringing. I don't know about Kraken Slayer here. I feel like even though they are a little bit behind, you kind of have to respect their damage, have to go shield bow, but we'll see how it serves them as we get later into the game.
I think later in the game, it's still going to be benefiting a little bit more towards Heart of Arcs in TDS, just because you have to look at, you got both him and his jungler spiked up really hard right now. They've got a lot of damage. You have a Kraken Slayer over not even having shield bow yet onto Samira. Oh, why? Does mine that came out?
Yeah, I don't think anything comes of it, but you know who is bot side is Jesus Juice again, looking for the kill, and that's the condemn perfectly timed. He tries to stun him up for vision, but it's not enough. Jesus Juice dominating, showing why he is the leader in this division. He is the stat holder, and he will be flexing his advantage. Again, JFK, you're flashing in, you don't find anything, doesn't find the stun, doesn't find the flip back, and it doesn't even matter. Heart of Arcs taking up the turret a little bit there, and it's looking like they're going to be sieging down this tier 1 with a Kali in the wings waiting. But you know who else is around? 12. They have so much damage. The stun comes out, but he is shadowed. He does get hit by the charm though. Is it enough to kill? Not quite. And Rex, it's going to look like he's going to drop though, getting so very low, and he does drop, and that's going to be the exhaust going down on the Jesus Juice there. But on the other side of the map, Heart of Arcs picking up one, Jesus Juice picking up the other, and Ray, Z, and Vision, the only two left. Do they have anything left in this tank? I don't think so, and that is another one fight from the side of Shadows.
Yeah, Shadow's just doing really good here. You try to manipulate and have a 4v3 happen, and it worked.
Heart of Arcs, they see you, buddy. It was warded the entire time. They have so much damage. He's so very low. Just one more auto attack. He gets the kill though, and that's going to be Vision left alone in a 1v1. Not a situation you want to be in against the 7-0 Viego, so he has to get out of dodge right there. Oh man, so sorry about that. They aren't even letting you. This is a lot different from game 1, right? The last game we had nothing but time to talk, and now they aren't letting us talk as See in the Dark flashes in. 12 flashing away. He's looking for it. He's all alone. He's isolated. He's going back to the enemy turret. That's the wrong way, buddy. Especially when See in the Dark has a second dash. The Ignite comes out and he's gonna drop. Yeah, right before the Drake spawns, and that is gonna be the Inferno Drake going over to the side of TDS. You have to imagine maybe Vision steals it somehow, question mark? I don't think so.
No, I think the only one that could really do that might be the Samira, and that's if that kind of a thing. It'd be more like she tries to build up to S and then gets her ultimate off there for Inferno Trigger, because if she had that going, then maybe, because you're just peppering everyone with so much damage. But it's fine. You have to look at it. You get the first Drake, you give the next two. It's okay. No big deal. You can kind of come back again. We do have another Infernal Soul this time around, so again, either team always benefits from it, but I would really like to see if it gets onto TDS here.
TDS, they would love it here. You know, they have the Karma on the top side. She doesn't do a lot of damage, but you know, if she gets 2 or 3 Drakes, that's going to be so much. But JFK, he's getting knocked back. A great dash by Rex, and that's going to be the ultimate in from Jesus Juice. He gets the reset, and that's his first reset. That's going to be the fight. That's going to be Vision flashing, and that's going to be the ultimate. It doesn't reach. It didn't go far enough, so that's going to be a lost fight from the side of Infinite. They have to run to the hills, but do they have the option? You know, the Bane's behind them, but it doesn't even matter. They're cleaning up the fight before it even happens, and that's going to be the S coming through on the side of the Samir, but it doesn't even matter. She dropped, and that's going to be a complete clean wipe for the side of TS. They're going to be picking up this second Riptail, look to push out some lanes, and what even happened there?
Basically, what you just have to look at is they got capitalized on, and you have a lot of hype bursts still coming out from See the Dark on Akali, and you have Jesus Juice, who, again, really had able just to kind of lock down and do a lot of damage to people. Oh, no, Infinite. JFK, what are you doing?
Okay, buddy, what are you doing there? You can't be there. That wasn't your area. Why did you teleport up there? They just pick up such a clean little kill. Again, Jesus Juice going legendary, 10 and 0. 2 items so far ahead in this game. And you know, look at the gold. That's, you hate to see it. You really do.
I mean, it's a really good lead. Let's put it that way. And they've established it very well. You have to look at, you took out 3 outer turrets. They're working on their second inner turret now, especially with the Rift Herald. So you're getting a lot of gold put on yourself. Oh,
Ooh, a 1v1 in the bot lane. You know, the exhaust just popped from the side of Heart of Arcs, but he managed to get that last auto tech off. I don't think that's a worthy trade, especially when Kaz is the, you know, the ADC that's down. That benefits him a lot more than it benefits Heart of Arcs there.
Right. It really doesn't benefit him that much. Guess it's more, hey, I got kind of caught where I need to start fighting because if I don't, I'm just going to lose out on this and potentially give up my life without trading back. I wasn't even sure if he was going to be able to trade back there with Silver Bolts. I thought the auto attack didn't go off, but it was really good by them to still, again, just keep that focus, keep the mental of just being like, hey, you know what? If I just keep peppering him, he'll eventually die, kind of a thing. And so what if I had to give up my life for it? That means then there's no one there in that bot lane from both sides. So now the other two lanes can kind of focus on themselves. But we see Natasaurus Rex trying to get these wards out here. Hopefully can put up more of that vision dominance that they've been doing, you know, since the last game. But
He's getting collapsed on again, buddy. You can't be there. You aren't safe. You don't have a turret, and they're gonna be running down this Pajama Guardian Urgot, sending him back to sleep. But no, he flashes onto Bean, looking for the Fear Beyond Death. He's trying to find the angle, doesn't quite find it. That's gonna be the magic Q from Bean as well. He flashes out himself, and it doesn't amount to anything. But oh, look who it is. It's gonna be Jesus Juice in the top side, misses the stun. Doesn't matter, he has the ultimate. JFK is slowed up, he has the auto attacks. He's gonna start smacking him around. He smites him, and that's gonna be Bean from downtown sniping away that kill. Oh man, the support karma says, you know, I want in on a little bit of this fun, and that's a free Baron, you have to imagine.
yeah, free Baron for Drake that's not coming up for another 45 seconds. Yeah, that's free, pretty much free and pretty easy for TD Shadow here. Oh, Dark.
Look at the bottom side of the map there, seeing the Dark. You know, he dodges out of the ultimate. He's playing this so very well, using the Proto Belt to get away, but he has to survive against so many members. He hits the E. He goes invisible in the Shroud. He's trying to do some damage onto Kaz's best. He does have the Ignite. He finds one. This is insane. Seeing the Dark, he gets rooted up, he gets ulted down, and that's going to be the shutdown going on to the Seraphine. But now the rest of the team's in the area. Heart of Arcs using the ultimate so early, so prematurely. He gets rooted up, doesn't dodge away from it, and that's going to be Razy using the ultimate as well. And look at that, Jesus shoots in the backline, finds 12. Again, the root lands onto the AD carry, but it doesn't even matter as your vision is dropping. But oh my gosh, it does matter. Razy finding the kill. That's going to be a double kill for Juice, though. The resets come through, the ultimate comes through, and even with that, the Fear Beyond Death finds one. But again, Jesus Juice and Rex cleaning up completely, a triple kill for this jungler on the side of TS, and that's another Drake. Oh my gosh, they are just running this game.
And to look at that, again, Jesus Juice being on that Daddy Viego, just able to put out so much damage, not getting contested here. You're up 13-0 and 8, and you have a big bounty gold on yourself there, getting another Drake for your team. You know, it's a big gap here we have to look at that. Unfortunately, there is a way to come back for Infinite. The only way it really happens is if TD Shadow makes mistakes. And until they do that, which they haven't really been doing, like, sure, you might trade out, say, Rex or Heart Arcs in that case, or even Bean. If you lose one of those, it really doesn't matter because you still have Sea of the Dark and Jesus Juice, who have, I feel like, higher damage that can pretty much just take control of the game and put the team fight back in their favor.
Yeah, but even though they traded over so many kills, so many shutdowns, they're still down more than 10,000 gold. Look at that gold advantage for the side of Bean and Squad. You know, that's what, 14k roughly on the side of TDS. That's more than enough to end the game. Maybe they just don't quite realize how far ahead they are. You know, pretty much 2 items, 3 items on your carries on the side of Jesus Shoes, 3 items for everybody else, or sorry, 2 items for everybody else. And man, it feels so bad to play this game if you're the side of SoloQ Infinite. And here we see in the Dark, he's able to match JFK. He goes in, the ultimate comes out, doesn't quite find the E, but the auto attacks and so much damage onto JFK. He's dropping dangerously low.
And this thing you have to look at is he still gets bullied out. Oh, Bean.
Oh, Bean just, oh, he finds it with the Q, Mantra Q. Absolutely insanity right there.
You know, he's giving them the beans, man. You know, you can't just handle it, man. It's just, you're so low. You can't just back a turret there. You gotta realize, hey, I might need to back up to my base. just to get the recall off or just walk in the base. But unfortunately, not going to be the case. We see the second, third inner, or I should say no, second inner turret because they didn't kill or crack down that top one there. So it's very weak. So I see they're going to rotate probably there.
Yeah, and probably the next objective, especially with the Drake not spawning in 2 minutes and 50 seconds roughly, more than likely their next objective, looking at it while they keep sieging down mid lane. You know, Heart of Arcs just taking and taking from Razy, not giving this man a chance to farm even his own jungle. And that's what happens when you're so far ahead, right? That's the price you pay. You lose access to those precious camps for the side of Razy, and all of a sudden you just become a root bot, you become a stun bot, and it doesn't feel good to play Morgana.
Yeah, and that's where kind of like that numbers that you talked about, like where's she really at? And she is a little weaker. She can still clear, don't get me wrong, but it's not anywhere near the way that she would like to be. And then you have just this team coming at you right now.
Looking for the fight. They do hit the root. JFK, they see him on the backside. They could potentially turn into that, but look at Jesus Juice. This is the man of the hour. This is the one we're all focused on. 13-0 on this Viego. And Rex goes in with the initiation. They look for the kill on the Kaz. They root him up. He gets so much damage down. But 12 misses the ultimate again. It hurts so badly. The mantra Q. Again, they're going back in, seeing the dark, ulting in onto Vision, doing so much damage, and that's going to be Razy forcing the ult out solo. They do hit the mantra root onto him, so he's more than likely going to drop, and ooh, Jesus Juice, 14-0, he hits another kill, and that's going to be the call, getting picked up, but not before they do so much damage, forcing multiple flashes out. Jesus Juice is a threat. He does have the reset from the kill, but it fades away. And that is going to be another one fight from TDS. They're more than likely going to be able to siege down this turret or get the one in the mid lane. You know, look at Heart of Arcs. He's taking it for free.
Yeah, Heart of Arcs.
You got to get off of that. What are you doing? You had flash.
Sometimes at that point, it's like, do you really waste your flash just for that? Or do you just worry about, hey, you know what? I'm going to die no matter what. My team's here. They can keep control of the base. We do see that in about 50 seconds. You know, both objectives are going to be coming up here for the neutral objectives of both Baron and Dragon. They are on soul point here for TDS, so TD Shadow probably will be able to take this. I feel like they're going to try and contest, but is it really worth it at that point when oh, we have inhibitors up? Maybe, you know what, maybe you can,
maybe they can try to take one or the other, you know, look on the opposite side of the map. But do they have enough damage to rush down the Baron if that's the call? I'm not sure at this point, you know, just now hitting 2 items across the board, whereas on the other side, everyone is just now hitting 3 items, and Diego's working on his 4th, picking up the stopwatch, more than likely going to that GA.
Yeah, and even now, it's kind of like they really just want to potentially just focus here on the Dragon, and potentially Raze could take this, but I don't know. Nope.
Not even close. They didn't give an opportunity to. And Heart of Vision taking that one up with the Black Shield. They're going to be mantra sped in. They're looking for a fight. They want the fight. But that's going to be the root hitting down onto the crucial target. And look at so much damage coming down to Heart of Arcs. And that's going to be Samir picking up a double kill. But is it enough to stop the Viego? I don't think so. He has the reset. Akali dashing around, dipping and ducking. They're finding Vision. JFK going into a massive units. But can he do the damage? I don't think so. Again, another kill. Seeing the dark hits him over the wall. Look at that dashing. And Jesus Juice, 16-0. 12 getting stunned up here. He's gonna drop the flash coming out from Jesus Juice, and that's gonna be the ace, and that's more than likely gonna be the game. They have more than enough damage. Although Seeing the Dark was killed on the back end of that fight, maybe they can't do it. It's 14 seconds on Razy. Baron Nashor is being pinged. Maybe they just back off and go to the Baron.
I think they should just go to the Baron because you have 2 people coming up. Those 2 people can at least get it. You could try to even just do this where, yeah, you don't start it, but you potentially either weaken down the inhibitor to this half health here, or just take it. And it looks like they're just going to do the half health, go towards this Baron here so that they have 4 up. And yeah, worst case scenario, See the Dark wouldn't get it, but he's definitely going to get it by the time they get done with it.
Absolutely, it's not even going to be remotely close for them to do it. But you see glimpses of hope, right? Like they played that fight decently well, even despite being down so much gold. That's like what, almost 20k down at this point, 17k down. You know, them picking up, you know, as many kills as they did, that has to feel very nice. But With them having so much objective control, I think the end is just waiting to come around. I think you just group up mid and you just walk into the minions. They can't fight you at this point.
Right. I think that unfortunately, even if you play it the way they kind of had that last fight around, Vision again was able to lock down a lot of people, but doesn't mean that if you're able to do that, that Kaz is going to stay alive because 12 can get burned down pretty easy. Raze can get burned down easy. Oh, they got a good binding.
Yeah, nice chunk of damage, but yeah, with your Seraphine going full AP and not going a more supportive style build like the Karma is, you don't have all those extra shields. You have extra damage, but you don't have extra shields. You don't have extra healing. You don't have, team-wide uh, heal cut like the side of TDS here, and so they can focus all their resources onto Jesus Juice. He's doing so much right here. 17-0. Heart of Arcs waiting on the side, looking for an opportunity to fight. But yeah, they're just walking these waves in super slowly, taking their time. They don't care.
No, that doesn't matter to them. They just need to walk them in. Even if they really wanted to, they could probably just throw someone top real fast and just get that wave in a little bit sooner. But now they're just going to be like, hey, let's just push this wave bot. They're going to try to proxy the top wave there and actually then push that a mid. They're holding this actually really well for Infinite.
Yeah, but look at the pressure. It's mounting on the other side. JFK getting taken so very low. Heart of Arcs looking for the solo kill. Ultimate's in, and he finds one, but he's 4v1 alone against the world. He does drop, though, but that's going to be Samira ulting. And look at Jesus Juice. He's looking for the angle. He finds it. He forces out Flash from Ray Z. It doesn't even matter, but that's going to be Vision going in, and they do so much damage to Bean. He's going to be dropping so low, but look at the backside of the fight. It doesn't even matter. Your card's getting popped instantly. That's going to be the ultimate coming through, and he has the resets. He has the angles, and oh my gosh, he pops him. And he uses the ultimate again. He gets another kill. He's looking for Vision. He's looking for a nice, clean triple. Doesn't quite find it, but that's going to be the end of the game.
Yeah, at the game, unfortunately, you have to look at Viego just playing like a madman this game. Was able to kind of dominate, put himself around the map very easily, controlled a lot of the objectives from both Baron to the Rift Heralds, and you got 2 Barons as well. I mean, it's really good for them. I think that they just played the game the way they wanted, didn't feel like they lost anything in the process, and yeah, it was really good to kind of see that like you talked about, they had a heal cut across the board from the mantra from the Karma there. So because of that, that really kind of just helps them just steamroll after a while with their team.
Yeah, and 8,000 gold lead alone on Jesus Juice over his opponent, and that feels bad. It takes 2 of you to even match 1 of Jesus Juice right there, and then the rest of his team, you know, 2,000, 3,000, 2,000, 3,000 even in the bot lane support matchup. Just complete domination in all their roles across the board, not even close the side of Infinite Solo Q. That's going to be TD Shadow taking the win today. What do you have to say to the side of Infinite if you're their coach, if you're looking back on the VOD view, what are we working on to get better?
I would say just keep your heads up high. You understand that again, you're going against a top team. You know, you were a top team yourself. Doesn't mean that we're going to fall from here. I think you just take it as a learning lesson. You realize that the champ pool needs to kind of expand and take a little bit onto um, Ray Z there. And if they could have played and picked maybe a couple different things, um, they might have to go back to the drafting board a little bit. But other than that, I think if they can lock down more of potentially a little bit bigger pool to work with now, then maybe like if they learn the Viego, now you could kind of take
Oh,
control of the game with that. So now it's like, hey, we'll leave Viego up first pick, but if you don't ban it out, we're just gonna take it, kind of a thing, and vice versa. So
absolutely.
it's like it really forces them to kind of critically think more in their
Mm,
drafts. I think if they do that, they can really decide a little bit more of like, okay, what's the style we're trying to play? Is it this or that? And
yeah,
if you can fit all those pieces in a little bit better, get a little more comfortable. Again, this is a team that's only been together for about 3 months. This is their first
yeah,
league together too. So I get it's perfectly fine. There's always going to be some woes and everything with the games,
Mhm.
but I really like this team. They can kind of control a little bit more. Like you saw, like the Rays was keeping up with Jesus Juice there, like at different
Yeah,
times with jungle clearing and everything. So
absolutely.
it's not like he doesn't understand that either. So you could see that the issue is just maybe the Morgana is just not the
Mhm.
right pick, and maybe bring out like a Sedge or a Zach
Yeah,
or
would've been good.
uh,
And Poppy.
yeah, Poppy even anything essentially that could be maybe that little bit more tanky, gives the team a little bit more versatility. So then that way you don't feel pressured to potentially take the Seraphine mid
Mhm.
or take more of that tank support in the bot lane. You could put it on yourself in the jungle. You could get like an AP caster maybe coming in, like a Lux, or they could go for the Karma themselves.
Mhm.
It really just depends on how again they kind of learn and grow as a team, and until they get there I think that's going to be really it is again like they kind of talked about, they take their solo queue mentality and kind of apply it here, and that's good and all sometimes, but again this is more of a team game, so if you
Yes.
can get yourself carries that can perform well. Yeah, it's just unfortunate that you got out macroed by a Viego, and then game one was close too. I mean,
Absolutely close, yeah.
I was hoping maybe, hey, you know what, it could go either way. I was hoping it was kind of like gonna be like a roller coaster of a game, but uh, for a while it was like, oh yeah, it's one side and went over, and then yeah, we didn't see anything buck, and unfortunately, uh, you're going to see that Infinite is going to take the L today. But T Shadow, again, you guys played very well. I really do
So
like
well.
this. Again, just showing why this is one of the teams that's going to be ranked high. You have a really high ranked high jungler. You have just, again, a lot of good players that you have a guy that can play a Kali that can form very well into the other team. Again, they kind of picked a little bit more squishies, which you have to understand that if there's ever a threat of taking assassin jungler, or not assassin jungler, assassin mid laner like an Akali or even Ari or any of those, you just don't want to deal with it. So, but
Yeah. No,
it's gonna be
absolutely.
2-0 going to TDS. How do you feel about everything with this?
Uh, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think Infinite needs to work, a little bit on their uh, champion pool across the board. I think they had, interesting looks with the Enchanters made, um, or Enchanters top. I think they definitely had some looks that I like and I want to see develop a little bit further. Work on the tactics surrounding Morgana Jungle, work on your top lane picks. Um, just go back to the basics and try and draft up something that can work with your unusual picks. But on the side of TD Shadow, keep up what you guys are doing. You guys are playing super well. You showed in game one that you don't have to play through Jesus shoes, but when you do, it's the most dominant showing that they've shown so far. And I'm eager to see how far they can go in this league as they move up 2-0. And unfortunately, Infinite SoloQ drops to 1-1 in the standings. But yeah, that's gonna be all for us over here at Runeterra Academy. Gigatron, that was it was fun casting with you today.
It was fun casting, man, Arlen. Like, even though I didn't really get to talk as much in second game, it was really good to hear you and just
It
just
was really cool.
captivating everything just with all those fights, man. So I do want to say thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. This is going to be week 3 of the freshman division here for Runeterra Academy. We will be back next week, of course, for week 4. But we got more games this weekend. We got sophomores coming up tomorrow. And you have juniors and seniors followed up on Sunday and Monday. So please stay tuned for all the games this weekend. And
Yeah.
we'll see you soon.
See you guys later.